נתיבות שלום, ספר במידבר, פרשת בלק, בלעם, ואתה לך נא ערה לי את העם הזה, כי עצומו ממני. Right, so now go and curse this nation, because he's greater than me, ואולי יוכל לנקה בו ויגרשנו מן הארץ. Maybe we can strike him, that nation, and I will depart it or chase him from the land. And it says in the Midrash, ויגרשנו מן הארץ. So you can understand that it's Balak land, Balak nation or country, but when it says Haaretz, it means Eretz Israel. So we need to understand why Balak wanted to chase Bnei Israel and to prevent them so they should not go into the land of Israel. And what was his main purpose? To chase them away. הרי עיקר פחדו היה כמפורש לעיל, right? But because his main concern was עתה ילחכו הקהל, right? That now the people will eat my land or will consume my land like a ox is consuming grass. Using analogy. So, and what does it have to do with him? Like, what is his business to stop us from getting into the land? And also, not only that he wants to chase, but also he wants to nakebo, right? He wants to beat us, to strike. We should say, prior to that the Bilam says praises of Israel, right? Mimana afar Yaakov, mispar Israel, etc., etc., and Am kelavi Yakum, right? He was saying many verses of praising us, that we have no sins, or Hashem is overlooking the sin, we are like a lion, we have tzniut, etc. And also we need to understand why he was selecting this type of praises specifically. More we need to understand. The Balak amar leBilam, so the king Balak told Bilam, right, on that, והנה זה ברכת ברך, וגם, וכן גם ברך לא תברכנו, right? So he said, like, Balak was very upset, right? You blessed him, you blessed the nation, but this is like a blessing. וגם ברך לא תברכנו, it's like what? And you didn't curse, but you give them a blessing instead. And it seems to be like these things are praises. So why he said a bracha, you blessed them? No, you need to say why you praised them. But it was like a blessing. This is what he was complaining, right? So we have two questions here. Why Balak wanted to chase us away and prevent us from going into the Eretz Israel? Why he wanted to beat us, to strike? And why he complained to Bilam that he was blessing us while he was saying praises? He said the explanation is according to what it says in our holy book. בעניין העניין שנתבע הקדוש ברוך הוא לא דירה בתחתונים, right? We learned that so many times that Hashem wanted to have a place in this world. Hashem has so many serpents and angels that worshiping him day and night and saying songs and praises right in upper world. But the purpose of the creation is that of this world, that Hashem wanted to go down to this world, right? You have a dira gam batachtonim. Tachtonim is the lower one in this physical world. When the evil inclination is fighting us, and a person is sinking to all of these things, all the earthly things, right? All the physical things, that the evil inclination is trying harder to seduce us with them. And the purpose is that we should actually fulfill Hashem's will, but the evil inclination is going against that. Right? And that's the purpose of the Bria, that Hashem wants to have a place in this world. And therefore, he created the perfect system, a balanced system, that we will have a free will. So we will actually going to elevate things to Hashem, or Chas v'Chalila, the opposite, if we're choosing wrong. But we need to have a very balanced system for that. Veine, here he said, Balak and Bilam were the head of the Sitra Achra. They were the head of the other side. And Bilam was the negative force, like equivalent to Moshe, or against Moshe. That Moshe was that klipa, right? Shaya da'at the klipa, not Moshe, sorry, that Bilam was the da'at the klipa, right? Moshe was the da'at the wisdom, and Bilam was from the negative side of it. And he says, right, the verse says, "B'chinat yodea dat elyon." It looked like Bilam said that I know the divine wisdom, or what the divine one wants from us. He knew it, right? And he said, and certainly he know that Hashem love his people, Israel. So how he dare to curse us? But his attention was al derech, same way that Lavan wanted to uproot everything. That he knew that Hashem chose us because he wants to have a place in this lower level world. And when we do his will, we are actually building him a temple. And if he will prevent us from doing mitzvot and doing Hashem will, then Hashem will going to hate us. That was his plan. And then we could not be the chosen nation. Right? And we saw from what he said from his heart about that we have tents in the desert, but we are not facing each other, so we're keeping tzniut, right? That we are like a lion, we're keeping Hashem's mitzvot, etc. That was from his heart, that he know that's problem. That's why he couldn't curse us, right? But he was plotting to uproot us from the level of the chosen nation, and to have the prosecutor in Shamaim prosecuting us. And with that, we need to explain what Balak says. Ulai uchal nakebo. Maybe I will be able to beat them, and I will chase them from the land, which means to chase away the kedusha ruling from the artziut, which means from that reason he didn't want us to go to Eretz Israel, because if we keep Torah and mitzvot in the land of Israel, then the land of Israel will be even more kedusha in it, and he didn't want that. Because it was, again, the klipa, right? It was the shell, negative things. Because he said, because the perfection of us, of Israel, the chosen nation, is in the land of Israel and fulfilling the mitzvot that are depending on the land of Israel, like Shemitah, Masrot, etc. And when we're going to dwell in the land, we're going to achieve perfection. And that's why he says, Ulai, maybe, perhaps we'll be able to beat them, which means by taking that advantage of the chosen nation, and I will chase him from the land, and they will not be able to keep the mitzvot that are depending on the land of Israel, like the mitzvah of Shemitah and Masrot, etc. Then they will not get a perfection, and they will go down, Chas v'Chalila. And then I can chase him from right, that would be chasing him from the land, and chasing the Gedusha, et ha-Gedusha min artziut, Eretz, right? Eretz is earth, but it's also something which is megusham, something that is physical. So it is like taking out the gedusha from the physical things. And one of our purposes is to elevate, bringing gedusha into the physical things. And that's why Hashem gave us the land of Israel, because the fruit of the land have a gedusha in it, right? Like this not Shemitah, you're not allowed to take out fruit from the land of Israel, and we should be sanctified ourselves, and everything is being sanctified, etc. And that was the will of Balak and Bilam, to take them from the gashmiut, from the physical thing, and prevent them. And that will prevent Hashem, allegedly, from going down to this world. And what Bilam says, Mimana Afar Yaakov, who count the Yaakov, right? The Bnei Israel, like the dirt, like who can count it, right? Like he explained, like Rashi said, that who can count all the mitzvot that we are keeping in the dirt, which is the mitzvah that depending in the land. The ashes of the red heifer, the dirt that we're using for sota, right, for putting in the water, shemitah, etc. So he said that such kind of a lower thing like dirt have a gedusha for us. And we have so many mitzvah that we're elevating actually the dirt. Or by doing the mitzvah, we're elevating things using the dirt. And for that, Balak was claiming, right? He was saying, he was complaining, Lakov oivi lakavticha. I take you, I bring you here to curse my enemies, to prove that they are distant from Hashem. והנה ברכת ברך, but you gave them blessings. And that's the source of the bracha, what Israel are giving and putting a nefesh, Masirut nefesh, and elevating to Hashem all the lower things that are in this world. And by that, when we're doing that, we're actually fulfilling Hashem's will. And that will help Hashem to go down to this world, because we are preparing him a room here, a dira, an apartment, a place. And he said it's not just a praising, a generic praising, but it's a blessing for us, that because of that, we are capable, or we are a vessel to be the chosen nation and to get into the land of Israel. And that explained that when Bilam, he didn't mention other mitzvot, it was only the one which are related to the dirt, the soil, right? Again, soil is a lower thing. The land of Israel have soil in it, so these are the mitzvot that they're depending. And this is what was in his heart. And after that, he says, Am kelavi akum, that the nation will rise up like a lion. If I'm not wrong, Lavi is like a very powerful lion, and Ari maybe is like the male. There is like, again, Ariel is like the Bet HaMikdash, right? So they are all different meaning, basically, for a lion in a different type of situation or position. And he said that we will rise up and elevate like a lion. Rashi explained when they are waking up from their sleep in the morning, they are overcoming like a lavi and like a lion to grab and to chap mitzvot, to say modi ane lefanecha, to say the Birkot HaShachar, to put the talit, reading Shema, putting the tefillin, so many things that we do first thing in the morning. And he said here, it doesn't speak about the mitzvah itself, but the way that we're fulfilling the mitzvah, with strength, with happiness, right? We're going there, we don't see it as a burden, we see it as a schut, as a merit to do the mitzvah. Baruch Hashem. And Hashem gave us so many mitzvot. And when we do the mitzvot from the will of the heart, with pleasure and happiness, then it's like a lion that's rising up, right? With the strength. Not like, oh, again. No, we're happy to do that. וכן לא ישכב עד יאכל טרף, that the lion will not going to sleep until he will eat his prayer. And Rashi explained, לא ישכב בלילה, we're not going to sleep at night on his bed until he will eat his prey, which means killing all the bad angel that Chas v'Chalila we created. How? By saying Kriyat Shema on our bed before we go to sleep. And then we deposit our soul to Hashem, back to Hashem. And then he explained that how we're waking up again in the morning like a hero, superhero, and how we go to sleep with the divine protection because we said Kriyat Shema, and we're giving our soul to Hashem, and Hashem is protecting us, right? The soul is actually giving a report in Shamayim, what it did that day, every day, every night. And then we have the merit, Hashem led the soul to go back to the body. And for that Balak says, El Bilam, Gam Kov lo tekavenu. Okay, you didn't, not only that you didn't curse, but you shouldn't even bless him, right? But this is the highest level of bracha to Israel, that the purpose of the creation is fulfilling by the chosen nation, that doing Hashem's will. And for that it says, the Lashon HaPasuk, Lo ishkav ad yochal terev v'dam halalim ishteh. That basically when we say Kriyat Shema, we were killing all the angels that we created, the bad angel, the negative angels. And it's also protecting us. And including in that pasuk, in that verse, and am kelavi akum v'charit naseh, right, that we'll rise up like a lion, and we're not going to sleep until we eat our prayer, which is the Kriyat Shema, waking up very quickly in the morning and saying Kriyat Shema before we go to sleep. So it says in the beginning of Shulchan Aruch, right, it says, Idgaber ka'ari, l'amod baboker l'avdot bo, that when in the morning come, we should be strong like a lion and stand up to serve Hashem. And the Rama wrote, כשישים אדם אל ליבו, שהמלך הגדול, הקדוש ברוך הוא, right, the person should put to his heart that the mighty king, Hashem, that is fulfilling the entire land, is standing upon us, and he watching our deeds. then immediately he will get to a fear, ira, and achna, and be surrounding himself to Hashem. We're actually going to be scared. Just think about it, lehavdil, right? To give it an analogy. When you are at work and you need your salary because you need to pay the bill and you're depending on your work and it's very difficult to get a new job, and the CEO is sitting next to you, how do you feel? Right? You will be very serious. So this is the same thing. The CEO of the world is looking at you, watching at you the whole time. So we'll get fear, right? Fear into that. And also he add that when we're lying down on our bed, you should know, that we're lying. Hashem is also looking at us. Hashem is everywhere the whole time. But we don't see it, so we forget about it. Veine, and he said the same way that the Kedusha of the land of Israel sanctify us in the physical things, we found in the Kedusha of Shabbat. As the Maran HaKadosh Bekuven Zechroto Gananu said, Kodesh Yilachem Shabbat HaMalka. That the Shabbat Mekadeshet Konen Lachem. That the Shabbat, the Shabbos, is sanctify all the things that relate to us. Shabbat Mekadeshet et kol inyanei lachem. Lachem is to you. And with that we explained our sages when they said, right, Baruch Hu Baman, that the food of Shabbat have the Kedusha of the man. So the same way the man was lechem abirim, food for noble people, was a holy food that didn't wake up any desires in the blood, because it was pure spiritual food. They said the same way the food of Shabbat are like the same food for noble people, that bringing the Kedusha, sanctified our blood, and sanctify everything that relates to us. And the Kedusha of the Shabbat, as it says, Beni uben bnei Israel, oti le'olam. It's a mark, it's a sign between me and you, right? Hashem and us. That even though we are not on our land, we are not in the land of Israel, we are in exile, diaspora, still the Shabbat is sanctified us and bringing our Kedusha. So we're going back to Balak was calling Bilam to chase us from the land of Israel. And we ask, like, what do you have to do with that? Why we just wanted to pass through his land. So why do you care if we're going to the land of Israel? We're just passing through. We're going to pay you money, toll, food, whatever, good business. But no, because Balak and Bilam, they are the two sides of the other side, the negative thing. And whenever you have Gedusha, Hashem created the opposite. And that was their job. They didn't want us to do that because then we will sanctify ourselves, sanctify the land will sanctify us, and then Hashem will go down to this world, or it will be more visible. And this is something that the evil inclination and the Satan and the other negative forces don't want. Period. And nothing has changed today. It's only the decoration is changed. But the purpose of what they're doing remain the same. They don't want Hashem to be here in this world. And that's why they're preventing us from keeping the Torah mitzvot. Thank you very much for listening and have a